की जय। श्री गोविंद गोपीनाथ मदन मोहन जू की जय। नित्य लीला प्रविष्ट ओम विष्णुपाद अष्टोत्तर शत शिशिमार भक्ति वेदांत नारायण गोस्वामी महाराज श्रील गुरुदेव की जय। नित्य लीला प्रविष्ट ओम विष्णुपाद अष्टोत्तर शत शिशिमार भक्ति वेदांत वामन गोस्वामी महाराज की जय। नित्य लीला प्रविष्ट ओम विष्णुपाद अष्टोत्तर शत शिशिमार भक्ति वेदांत त्रिविक्रम गोस्वामी महाराज की जय। नित्य लीला प्रविष्ट ओम विष्णुपाद अष्टोत्तर शत शिशिमार भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी महाराज श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। नित्य लीला प्रविष्ट ओम विष्णुपाद अष्टोत्तर शत शिशिमार भक्ति प्रज्ञान केशव गोस्वामी महाराज की जय। नित्य लीला प्रविष्ट ओम विष्णुपाद अष्टोत्तर शत शिशिमार भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी प्रभुपाद की जय। नित्य लीला प्रविष्ट महाभागवत श्रील गौर किशोर दास बाबाजी महाराज की जय। अनुगौरिया गुरु वर्ग की जय। Shri Shri Rupa Sanatan. Sorry, let me just go back a little bit because I was distracted. Nityal Pravishta Srila Satchidananda Bhakti Vinod Thakur ki jai. Nityal Pravishta Vaishnav Sarvabhauma Srila Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj ki jai. Shri Rupa Anugoriya Guru Varga ki jai. Srila Baladev Vijibhushan Prabhu ki jai. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur ki jai. Shri Narottam Srinivas Shamananda Prabhu Trai ki jai. Srila Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami Pad ki jai. Shri Rupa Sanatan Bhatta Raghunath Shri Jiva Gopal Bhatta Dashagunath Shara Goswami Prabhu ki jai. Shri Sarup Damodar Rai Ramanandari Shri Gaur Parshad Vrinda ki jai. Namachay Srila Haridas Thakur ki jai. Prem se kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Shri Kshetra Mandala Gaura Mandala Vraja Mandala Mathura Vrindavan Dham ki jai. Sarva Abhishta Pradata Giriraj Maharaj ki jai. Shri Radha Kunda Shama Kunda ki jai. Shri Yamuna Devi Ganga Devi ki jai. Shri Tulsi Maharani Vrinda Devi ki jai. Shri Bhakti Devi ki jai. Shri Purnamasi Yoga Maya ki jai. Shri Gopeshwar Mahadev ki jai. Śrīmatī Umarani Dīdī ki jai. Tadiya Viraha Mahotsav ki jai. Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnav Vrinda ki jai. Shri Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bo. Hari Bol, everybody. I'm just looking at the internet connection and it keeps on going up and down. Anyways, let me know if it starts cutting out. Not that there's much I can do about it, but maybe I should start pre-recording. If the internet, anyways, yeah, if the internet's really bad, then maybe I should pre-record these readings of Srila Vāmana Goswami Maharaj's letters to Dīdī, and then I can make it go live later. Anyways, you can let me know. But Hari Bol, everybody. Ganga Mataji, Krishna Premavati Dīdī, Indira Mataji, Pradyumna Prabhu, Mantramurti Mataji, Raseshwari Mataji, Bhavatarani Mataji. Yeah, Hari Bol, everybody. So I think over the next few days I'm going to read these letters that Srila Vāmana Goswami Maharaj wrote to Dīdī. There's many of them, so it will take a little while. And then also, I think we translated maybe like 3 or 4, maybe more than that, letters that Srila Gurudev wrote to Dīdī. So I'll read those as well. But let me share the screen. And alright. I didn't have time to nicely prepare this file. I'm just gonna have to search around. There. Oops. Actually, let's read. Shiva actually wrote this. But let me see. I think he wrote most of it. Maybe Vajanti Mala also wrote some things. Okay. So this is the preface. Okay. So this is the preface to the book A True Servant, A True Master. This presentation of the English rendering of 120 handwritten letters of Nityalila Pravishta Om Vishnupad Shishimad Bhaktivedanta Vāmana Gosvāmī Mahārāja is being published on the centennial appearance. It is the result of Srila Gurudev Shishimad Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaja's utmost reverence for his beloved godbrother, whom he regarded as his Shiksha Guru and who dedicated his whole life and soul to their Guru Maharaj, Nityalila Pravishta Om Vishnupad Shishimad Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj. The foreword contains Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaja's fond memories and profuse glorification of Shishimad Bhaktivedanta. There's 121 and 125 to 127 reveals something of the sweet affection and encouragement Shishimad Bhaktivedanta Vāmana Goswami Maharaj showered upon Shishimad Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj. And actually, since then, we've found two amazing letters that we're going to include in this book also that isn't in this current edition. We published them already. But that Srila Vāmana Goswami wrote to Gurudev, like really heart-melting. The intimate bond of trust and affection these two personalities shared has long been a source of inspiration around the world. By his sweet remembrances and continual glorifications of Shishimad Bhaktivedanta Vāmana Goswami Maharaj, Shishimad Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj has sowed the hearts of his own disciples and followers with an ever-growing desire to learn more about this extraordinary personality and his exemplary life and teachings. Nourishing that seed and their appreciation is Śrīmatī Dīdī, who has provided the more recent inspiration and blessings that have made this collection of letters a reality. A simple Vaishnavi, she does not advertise her depth of spiritual realization or the great fortune she's had since 1970 to associate and serve both Shishimad Vāmana Goswami Maharaj, her Diksha Guru, and Shishimad Bhaktivedanta Goswami Maharaj, her Shiksha Guru. But she wanted others the wealth of spiritual encouragement and guidance she has long treasured and cultivated. Shishimad Bhaktivedanta Vāmana Goswami Maharaj wrote over 30 letters to her between 1970 and 1987. Since many devotees know Dīdī and have personally witnessed her devotion to her gurus and her impeccable sadhan, we have included her name at the start of those letters. That lengthy correspondence offers some of the most beautiful teachings and examples of the loving relationship between and disciple. Otherwise, most of the names in these letters were redacted in their original Bengali publications and were therefore unavailable to us. I'm just going to continue reading this. That was the part about Dīdī, but just because it's really beautifully written. Preparing these letters for publication, we were subtle and vital discernments Shishimad Bhaktivedanta Vāmana Goswami Maharaj offered in regard to the practical execution of devotional service. How much importance is to be given to external activities versus invitation mode? Where must the sadhak and sadhika draw the line between their personal needs, especially their physical and psychological requirements, and the demands of life, society, and the institutions they inhabit? How are they to balance their spiritual lives with their material studies while living in the world? How should they deal with their own minds, their feelings, sadness, or anger? How should they deal with constant criticism that arise in this volatile age of Kali? We were charmed to see that in answering these and countless other questions, Shishimad Bhaktivedanta Vāmana Goswami Maharaj delivered his advice not from the lofty, inaccessible pedestal of a spiritual leader, but as a servant, as a loving son, and sometimes as a doting father or brother, openly writing of what may appear to be his own vulnerabilities, as he shares aspects of his own experiences. He has a uniquely subtle and enigmatic manner of communication, paddling the occasional mild chiding between layers of wit, humor, and deep affection. With a plethora of intriguing proverbs and idioms at his disposal, he also entertains, yet tempers that playfulness, gravity of a relentless flow of scriptural quotes. The fact he was known as the Encyclopedia of Gaudiya Siddhanta will come as no surprise when reading these letters, and it is an exaggeration to say that they contain the essence of the Vedas, Puranas, Upanishads, Śrīmad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, Chaitanya Charitamrita, and Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, as well as the songs of Vaishnav Mahajans like Shrila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, and countless other sacred literatures. Within this authoritative yet relatable delivery is wisdom of an astute sage, devotion of a humble servant whose main and coherent message focuses on the importance of being simple-hearted and respectful of all, while taking full shelter of Harinam, praying fervently for the mercy of Hari, Guru, and Vaishnavas, having full conviction in them, and offering heart in their service. His lifelong aspiration was to lead a low-profile life, absorbed in the service of his beloved Gurudev and his Guru Varga. Only a Sat Shishya, a genuine surrendered disciple or servant, can become a Sadguru, a genuine Guru. One who adopts the instructions of Sri Guru is illuminated by divine knowledge, he himself says with full conviction. And it is serving Guru that satisfies Krishna, to which end one is to offer one's whole heart and soul. That's in 12. What is conveyed herein is thus the essence of genuine master's lifetime of sincere and humble service. A noticeable feature of these letters is the author's equal usage of feminine forms with word pairings like sadak and sadika, or sevak and sevika, rather than a standard masculine form for all, as per the writings of ours. And in addition to his inclusiveness, the author has taken special care to hold in the Vaishnavis, coping with a oppressive patriarchal culture, stressing the equality of men and women, particularly in performance of sadhan bhajan, and in several places highlighting the beautiful Siddhanta of Bhagavad Gita that declares the femininity of all souls as manifestations of Bhagavan Shakti. Another special feature of these letters is the abundance of clear and practical instructions for Grihastha devotees practicing their spiritual lives amid the bustle of worldly obligation. Too, he repeatedly stresses the equality between the Grihasthas and the renunciates, insisting that in terms of bhajan, the two kinds of sevak are non-different. As the Acharya of Sri Gaudiya Vedanta Samiti, he was regularly available for the brahmacharis and sannyasis. But he had a great deal of time to reaching out to the Grihastha devotees, traveling extensively throughout the rural regions of Bengal, visiting the homes of poor and simple Grihastha devotees, and offering them his unparalleled affection, spiritual guidance, and even support. Other unique features of this collection presentation require explanation. For example, Srila Vāmana Gosvāmī Mahārāja's original opening and closing words to each letter have been retained. This is because their elegance is lost in the lengthy translation required to properly convey them. Names are as follows: Snehas Padasu or Snehas Padeshu. Snehas Padasu for ladies and I think it explains it. So Sri Śrīmad Bhaktivedanta Vāmana Gosvāmī Mahārāja begins most of his letters with the formal yet affectionate Snehas Padasu or Snehas Padeshu. Sneha means affection, love, tenderness, kindness. Aspada means place, seat, station, abode, object of. The suffix is used to address a female, whereas eshu is used for a male. Sometimes he uses slightly more formal kalyani yasu. Kalyani means auspicious, lucky, good, happiness, fortune, etc. Kalyani is also used to refer to goddesses like Lakshmi, Saraswati, and Parvati. The address is a common feature of Bengali culture, wherein even little girls are affectionately referred to as Mother Lakshmi. Okay, and this you won't see it in any, this paragraph you won't see in any of Didi's letters, so I'll skip that. Iti. As in most of the letters of our acharyas, like Srila Sri Thakur Prabhupada, Srila Bhakti Keshav Goswami Maharaj, every letter herein concludes with the words iti, in this manner, or thus. In Sanskrit, iti serves as the function of quotation marks and is used to refer to what has been said or thought, laying stress on what precedes it. A possible equivalent is amen, as used by Śrīmatī Vāmana Goswami Maharaj in letter 127, which is entirely in English. And all the underlined words that we'll see originally penned in English, because lots of times he used English words throughout. Okay, I don't need to read all this. The process of translating, fidelity checking, editing, proofreading, and layout has been rendered by a team of devotees to the best of their abilities, fully depending upon the causeless mercy of Śrīmati Bhaktivedanta Vāmana Goswami Maharaj himself, and that of Srila Gurudev Śrīmati Bhaktivedanta Goswami Maharaj. Whatever is of merit herein is due to their causeless mercy. We are presenting this collection of letters into the lotus hand of our Srila Gurudev Śrīmati Bhaktivedanta Narayana Goswami Maharaj, praying that he submit offering to his beloved God brother, Śrīmati Bhaktivedanta Vāmana Goswami Maharaj, on the occasion of his annual appearance. In this way, we can be sure our meager offering will be aided. We seek the causeless mercy of both our gurus, Śrīmati Bhaktivedanta Vāmana Maharaj and Śrīmati Bhaktivedanta Narayana Goswami Maharaj, praying that they bless us with spiritual strength so that we can embrace the extraordinary teachings of these letters in our lives and mold our lives accordingly. We also seek the blessings of the readers and hope that they will derive accept guidance from these letters, each of which is like a lamppost, lighting the way so that any and all obstacles that appear on the path of sadhana may be easily overcome. Praying for the particle of blessings of Sri Guru and the Vaishnavas, the publication team on the centennial appearance of Śrīmati Bhaktivedanta Vāmana Goswami Maharaj. And our publication team was, the consultants was Śrīmati Dīdī and Amal Krishna Prabhu. The translation was Srivas Prabhu, and I did the fidelity check. But that basically meant any things that I was not clear about, I brought it to like people like Amal Prabhu. And Srivas also, he would bring things to Dīdī all the time. And then editors Vaijanti Mala, Vichitra Dīdī. Yeah, anyways, that was the whole Krishna Kurnia Mahārāja. Now he did the layout. And yeah, so many devotees, the proofreading and everything. All right, so begin. Let me just check this internet connection is actually working all right. Yeah, oh, it's cutting out. Dang it. Oh, what to do? Is it cutting out really bad? I don't think that's changing anything though, because you're not downloading anything. Anyhow, anyways, today I'm gonna just read it. It's not too bad. Indira Mataji's, Raseshwari Mataji is saying. Okay, it's just not perfect, but you're able to follow along at least, right? If you're able to follow along, but if it ever gets like you're not able to follow along, then let me know. So let's type in Uma's name, and then I'll find the letters. Later on today, I'll try to extract everything, but for now, I'm just gonna have to find like this. Okay, so now, and we're till, right now it's 8 o'clock. We're gonna read until, for half an hour today, 8:30, and then I'll continue tomorrow, reading more letters. So this is letter 2 from this book, Master. Shishi Guru Gorango Jayataha. Shri Devanayamat Tegari Pada Navadip Nadia. This is written 21/9, what's that, September? 1 September 1970. Snehas Padasu. So, object of my affection. Ma Uma. A special memorial issue of the Patrika entitled Shri Acharya Viraha Sankhya is being published and will include an account of our worshipful Srila Guru Padma's extraordinary life, as well as essays, poetry, and eulogies contributed by writers. It will be coming out this upcoming 28th of Ashvin, on the occasion of his holy disappearance. I will stay here for a month for this work. Be sent a copy of the issue. Are you on the Sri Gaudiya Patrika subscription list? For you, you should quickly write a very nice poem or a small essay and send it. This is the very beginning, like right when the time. I found the poem. Oh, and Srivas found the poem that you're referring to. Short. We can read it out. Okay, cool. So yeah, it's very short, so we can read it out. And a little bit, like, would you like to read it out? No? Okay, cool. Srivas will read it out. We had a very intense couple days, so I haven't even taken bath yet today or anything like that. It's been like no sleep or anything, so, but once he's ready, he'll read it. So, if it is possible for you, you should quickly write a very nice poem or a small essay and send it. As time is very short, only if your submission reaches the Patrika office soon will it get a spot in the special edition. The article you submitted earlier for editing was sent to me by post while I was preaching in Assam. I am sad to inform you that, due to a mix-up at the post office, it did not make it into my hands. If you have a draft rough copy of it, try to read it again and send it. Submitting articles to the Patrika is also Bhagavad Anudan, cultivation of devotion to and service. Because writing such articles necessitates studying and memorizing the many fundamental truths and conclusions of Scripture, the various sacred texts are like bouquets of flowers from which you will have to fashion the garlands of essays and poems as you please. You need to have a working knowledge of prosody, grammar, rhetoric, and aesthetic taste. But that alone is not the ultimate subject of poetry, prose, etc. The core focus of a composition should be introspective, focused on. If Bhakti to Bhagavan is not the express topic of a composition, then it falls in the same category as other devotionalist works of mundane poetry. The connoisseurs of transcendental poetry cannot find full satisfaction and contentment in that. There is extensive proof in this regard within the king of sacred literature, Śrīmad Bhagavatam. I will gradually be able to acquaint you with all those topics as I write to you. If there is difficulty in receiving teachings and instructions from sadhu guru in person, Scripture grants the provision of associating with sadhus in the form of sacred. The lives and words of exalted personalities are synonymous. Wow, that's a really awesome set. Should the sadhak and sadhika study and discuss them, they reap the ultimate welfare for their souls. Study scriptural texts on a regular basis. Read Shri Gaudiya Patrika, Jaiva Dharma, Shriman Mahaprabhu's Shiksha, Shri Harinam Chintamani, Bhaktivinoda Thakur's anthology of essays in a patient and steady mood. Learn bhajans and kirtans from Shri Gaudiya Giti Gucha and them softly to yourself, doing kirtan like that. Read Mayavader Jivani and try to understand it. It is imperative to complete a fixed number of rounds every day. Offenses. Shri Bhagavan shows disinterest in accepting the offerings of a servant who does not chant Lakhanam, that's 100,000 names daily. One who completes a lakh of Harinam, One who completes a lakh of nam every day without fail has been referred to by Srimad Mahaprabhu as Lokeshwar, a lakh master. Dekho naam bina jeno dina nahi jai. See that not a day goes by without nam. Where is that from? That's from Prem Vivarta by Sri Jagadananda Pandit. You'll see in Srila Vāmana Goswami Maharaj's letters, he's quoting from everywhere. Like, it's amazing, yeah. So see that not a day goes by without nam. It is our duty to follow this instruction of his properly, of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's properly. The bhakti sadhak, the bhakti sadhika, and sadhika in form of sadhak. So the bhaktika will be tenacious in her worship of Sri Nam with conviction and sincerity and a mood of heartfelt anguish. This is when she obtains Sri Nam Prabhu's mercy. She, the chanter of Sri Nam, will then be able to realize that Sri Bhagavan's form as Sri Nam are one entity. It is only through the medium of the holy name that it is possible to come face to face with Bhagavan. It is not possible for the living entity to attain perfection in sadhan without weeping before Sri Bhagavan and humbly supplicating him. Although the restless mind is scattered here and there during the chanting of Sri Nam, one must and steady it. By abhyoga, the yoga of practice, and along with that, it is necessary to practice some vairagya yoga, the yoga of renunciation. Or, in other words, regular diet and leisure and maintaining self-restraint. A natural distaste for things unrelated to is referred to as vairagya. The lessons Sri Krishna imparted in Srimad Bhagavad Gita to his dear friend Arjuna to help him control mind are imperative for our spiritual practice. As a supreme devotee absorbed in divine love, Srila Nama Haridas Thakur bestowed upon the world the perfect methodology and instructions to perform Sri Nam Sadhan. Those constitute the ideal of our lives. Even in the midst of adverse circumstances, you will strive to cultivate a favorable mood of devotion to Sri Krishna. Reject what is unfavorable for bhajan, and be particularly careful to eternally maintain your convictions while out conducting yourself suitably in the world. Antara nishta koro, bahye loka vyavahara. That's Mahaprabhu's instruction to Raghunath Das in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Always avoid bad company that is bhajan, and try to create an environment that is favorable to bhajan. Take every opportunity you have to combine all aspects of your life, your conduct, beliefs, habits, lifestyle, attire, ornaments, with a mood of devotion. Seeing this example of yours, other people will be inspired. She certainly did a good job at following that instruction. Only by profusing Sri Nam and performing Shravan and Kirtan of Harikatha will the blemishes of the heart, such as Asat Trishna, a thirst temporary, and Hriday Dorbalya, weakness of heart, be dispelled, and all your offenses eradicated. If you genuinely devote your soul to the service of Sri Hari, Guru and Vaishnavas, you will reap true benefit. This is my auspicious wish for you. Sri Bhagavan will surely have mercy on you. The mercy of Guru and Vaishnavas is our strength, our wealth in the performance of sadhan. Affectionate blessings, Iti, for your well-wisher, Sri Bhaktivedanta Vāmana. And Srivas, know whenever you have that poem ready, and we don't need to read it right this second, but whenever you have it ready.
Ready?
Okay.
Can we read it whenever?
Okay.
Can we read it now?
Sure. If we can read it after this letter if you want.
Well, guys, I think it might be related to that letter, because it was written in 1970.
It must be. It must be.
Yeah.
Okay, so here, you want to take the seat? Sure. So Shivas is going to read. What did Srila Vāmana Goswami Maharaj say? Let me just sing. Well, anyways, he told her that she should submit a poem for that issue of, and so now Shivas has it.
Yeah, so there was, in 1970, there was a special issue for Param Gurudev's disappearance. Hare Krishna, everyone. Now, it didn't seem to make it out, or make it into the Patrika for that issue of Param Gurudev. And the poem doesn't seem to be about Param Gurudev at all. The poem that she sent in, there's a little footnote that says, the author, the Lekhika, is expressing Arti. The title of the poem is called Arti Nivedan, a submission of anguish, Arti. And she is submitting this Arti to her Shri Guru Pada Padma Param Pujipad Paribrajakacharya Tridandi Swami Shri Śrīmad Bhakti Vedanta Vāmana Mahārāja, because she has not been able to receive his darshan in a very long time, in many days. So it's interesting, like he asked her to write something about Param Gurudev, and instead she wrote a poem almost complaining to him that he hadn't seen him in a long time. Just a really beautiful, intense, loving relationship they had. So it starts, Paramaradhya Dev, exclamation mark. Paramaradhya Dev. Koto dirga din dhari, tava charana darshana lagi, mane mane kari chinu asha. Koto dirga dinadori, for many long days, I have not had darshan of your feet, or I've been nurturing a desire in my mind, mane mane, a hope to have darshan of your feet. Sab asha napurila, manoratha viphala hoila, asha bhange dukhita e adhama. All my asha, all my hopes have not come to fruition, have not been fulfilled. Manoratha viphala hoila. Not sure what the difference between asha and manorat. My desires have proved fruitless. Asha bhange dukhita e adhama. This wretched servant is saddened by the fact of her hopes, her asha bhang, her hopes being broken. Oh, so I can look. Okay, thanks. Bhujiyachi bhalomate bina bhagye nahi mile. I have understood well that without good fortune, one does not receive Shri Guru Charana Darshan, the darshan of the feet of Shri Guru. Mama manda bhagya lagi sangopane sada kandi, dikha dikha more jivan. Mama manda bhagya lagi. It is because of my own misfortune that I cry always. I'm crying always secretively, sangopane, to myself. Dhik dhik more jivan, fie on this life of mine. Amito adhama ati, tai ati mandamati. I am extremely wretched. My intelligence is very manda. Manda can mean like slow or foolish. Kripana hoila mama prati. That such grace has not come to me. Prabhu tumi to karuna sindhu adhama janara bandhu. O Master, you are the ocean of compassion, friend of the fallen. Upekhile ki habe mor gati. 2 question marks. If you neglect me, what will be my fate? Yadiyo aparadhi ami tumito ekmatra gati. Even though I am an offender, an aparadhi, You are my only hope. Daya karo na karo vanchana. Please have mercy on me. Do not deprive me. Do not cheat me. Tumi vancha kalpataru mor icha purna karu. You are a wish-fulfilling tree. Please fulfill my desire. Diya taba abhaya charan. Give me your abhaya charan, your fearless feet. Śrīmatī Umarani Chunchura.
Wow.
Arti Niveda.
This is around the time that she got Diksha also, isn't it?
I suppose, yeah. It's the first mention of her in the Patrika that I can find.
1970. You should translate that.
Yeah.
Sorry. Shiva says an unlimited amount of things that we should translate. All right. 1 second, just drinking some water. Okay. Hare Krishna, Sudevi Dīdī, Nyashji, and is that Manimati? Manimati Dīdī? And Rukmini Dīdī, Hari Bol. All right. So now we come to letter 2. Was this also to Umadidi, letter 2? Forgot. Letter 3. No, 1 second. Let me just do a search. And tomorrow, as I mentioned, I will be more prepared. I will extract everything. Okay. Shishi Guru Gorango Jayata. This is written from Shri Jath Mandir, 105 Netaji Subhash Road, Behrampur, in Murshidabad. This is 11 December 1970. Snehas Padasu. Ma Uma, I read the poem you wrote. Oh, that was probably it. What Shivas just read. So I read the poem you wrote. It will be good if you edit it. Poetry is the outburst of a single inspired moment. And Srila Mahārāja wrote that in English. Anything that's underlined is something that Srila Gosvāmī wrote in English. For poets, novelists, and how do you say this word? Literateurs. Discussions on the nature of God constitute the utmost limit of their pursuits. If connoisseurs of literature and lovers of poetry do not accept the subject as the focus of their deliberations, theirs is a fruitless toil. Hence, Srimad Bhagavatam, the king of sacred scriptures, says, that discourse or literature, no matter how eloquent, which never extols the glories of Vasudeva, sanctifier of the universes, is likened by scholars to a place of pilgrimage for crows. This is because saints who abound in Parabrahma, the supreme being, take no delight in this. In the kingdom of mundane pleasures, conditioned souls read and promote books concerned with gross sensuality. Transcendental poets and literateurs, or however you say that word, adept in Bhagavad Ras, display only disinterest in this mundane poetry and literature, knowing it all to be but fleeting ventures, averse to the service of Hari. On the other hand, utterances that extol Bhagavan's glorious Sri Nam may not maintain perfect tune, beat, tempo, and meter at every progression, but those utterances disclose sinful tendencies. That is all that saintly personalities hear, recite, and remember daily, thus reaping ultimate benefit for their souls. Utterances that do not describe Sri Krishna's pastimes, the various topics bereft of Bhagavan's glories that are propagated around the world, offer nothing for the scrutiny of any intelligent person. Kirtan extolling the glories of Sri has the capacity to evaporate the fathomless ocean of sorrows that afflict mankind, and is supremely delicious and charming in newer and newer ways. Discussion of topics that are bereft of Krishna submerge the consciousness of the soul in an ocean of sorrow, whereas singing the glories of Bhagavan, instead of invoking a sense of lacking, abhav, establishes the living entities and their true natures, their swabhav, endowing their souls with eternal auspiciousness. Without devotion to Sri Krishna, the experience of life is meaningless to the soul. Therefore, Scripture says, Vidyavayo vakavitam chashobha sundara rupam vipalvam eva. Shri Krishna bhaktim vina naranam sindhur bindur vidhava lalate. To be learned and of esteemed age, quoting poetry and flaunting luxury and beauty is all from being without devotion to Shri Krishna, like sindur and a bindi on a widow. Without devotion to Bhagavan, the sadhak or sadhika's knowledge of maturity, poetry, affluence, and vanity prove fruitless. Those who have unconditional devotion to Sri Bhagavan are heir. Yeah, right? You say hair, right? Those who have unconditional to Sri Bhagavan are heir to the sum total of all desirable attributes. What are the dignified qualities of souls opposed to Sri Hari? Constantly chasing evil whims, choosing only ultimate misfortune. But even in regard to singing the glories and pastimes of Sri Hari, sadhaks or sadhikas have different qualifications. The neophyte Kanishta Adhikari's worship of Bhagavan is outlined from Shanta, Dasya, Sakya up to Vatsalya Ras. Only supremely liberated personalities are deemed qualified for Unata Ujjvala Madhurya Ras. Should a person who has not controlled his or her senses discuss that mood improperly, he will end up regarding the divine couple, the Chil Lila Mithuna, Shishi Radha Govinda, to be a mundane hero and heroine, and thus become a Prakrit Sahajya. Aside of the 13 deviant upper Sampradaya sects, the names of Kishori Bhaja, Garapagala, Grihib, Smaran Panthi, Yugala Bhajananandi, etc. are also used to refer to such persons. Therefore, it is necessary for the sadhak to proceed in bhajan sadhan, having made a special effort to assimilate these considerations of varying levels of eligibility. When you have time, read Jaiva Dharma, Prem Pradeep, Shriman Mahaprabhu's Shiksha, Mayavadir Jivani, Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita, and Shri Krishna Prema Tarang. Memorize the Danya, the humility, and Vigyapti, confession prayers of Shri Gaudiya Giti Gucha, and practice those kirtans in a soft melodic voice. Try to study books that glorify Shri Navadvip Dham. Read the Shri Gaudiya Patrika articles and other offerings in a patient and steady fashion. 1 second, just need to clear my throat. Parts that seem unintelligible will become simple and easy with repeated study. And if you are still having trouble, then let me know, and I will try my best to curb your doubts. Try to make the best use of your time. Never waste your time out of laziness. If you are living at home, you have people to look after and tend to. In the midst of all of that, you have to maintain the practice of taking some time out from that to complete your daily worship and study of books. These activities have been referred to as the limbs of bhakti. Of the 6 limbs of bhakti, it is only by the cultivation of Navada bhakti, Shravan, Kirtan, Smaran, etc., that one can attain bhakti for Sri Bhagavan. This is the verdict of saints, scriptures, and Guru. Every day, without fail, you must complete your vowed number of utterances of Shri Nam. As per Shriman Mahaprabhu's directive, you will have to chant Lakha Nam and become a Lakhapati. Only then will Bhagavan directly accept the water and grains you offer. Everything we do in this material world is so that we can chant Shri Nam. Wow, an awesome thing. Everything we do in this material world is so that we can chant Shri Nam. So you must tailor your environment in such a way that you can properly execute the vow of chanting Shri Nam. I'm going to save that. That is such a good quote. Uttering Shri Nam without offenses and having direct vision of Bhagavan are synonymous. Whoa. Okay. If with strong conviction and one-pointed focus, you dedicate yourself to performing sadhan bhajan, Shri Bhagavan will surely have mercy on you. Why would you be a wretched, helpless, fallen, unworthy daughter? And that was probably in reference home, right? By Shri Gaurasundar's blessing, Shivas Pandit's housemaid went from being called Dukhi, sad, to Sukhi, happy. The royal princess Mirabai worshipped Giridhari Gopal and became renowned throughout the world as a most devout woman and saint. If you study Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat, you will behold the example of the divine lives of Sita Thakurani, Malini Devi, Vasudha and Janavamata, Lakshmi Priya, Vishnu Priya, and other personal potencies of Vishnu, as well as Ganga Mata Goswamini, Hemalata Thakurani, and other glorious and learned Vaishnava ladies. If you study all that in Gaudiya literature, you will be able to properly grasp the contribution that the lives of these devotee women made. A-U-Ma. These three letters have given rise to the sacred syllable Om. The letter A represents the one true hero of all the worlds, Shri Krishna, as he himself stated in the Gita in 10:33, Aksharanam Akarosmi. The letter U represents Shri Radha, whom Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita refers to as Nayika Shiromani, Radha Thakur, the crowning jewel of all heroines. The letter M, or M, I think you just say M, right? Ma, anyways, refers to entities who in this material world are differentiated as male and identified as sadhaks and sadhikas. Hence, the living entities can attain the omnipotent Bhagavan, Shri Krishna, through sadhan by worshipping the syllable Om and Shri Nam Brahma. Joining the character U, representing Śrīmatī Shri Radhika, with the letters Ma, produces the name Uma. Even though this entails Shri Radharani being envisioned as mother of the universe, it does no harm to her personal identity or mood as divine paramour. By worshipping Shri Radhika, who is Krishna Mai, Krishna imbued, Para Devi, the goddess, Sarva Lakshmi Mai, the reservoir of all goddesses of fortune, Krishna Mana Mohini, the enchantress of Shri Krishna's mind, along with Shri Krishna, who is her Prananath, the lord of her life, you will attain bhakti to them. Your name Uma will then be successful. Wow, how beautiful. Only the company of Guru and Vaishnavas can foster auspiciousness for the soul, for no matter where they are, that place becomes Sri Vrindavan. That is why Srila Narottam Das Thakur sung, Jataya Vaishnavagan, Shre Stan Vrindavan, Shre Stane Ananda Ashesh. Wherever the Vaishnavas are, that place is Vrindavan, and in that place, bliss is endless. You have been able to hear the glories of Sri Hari from the shining, beautiful faces of the Vaishnavas, and you have the opportunity to see them all the time. This is a matter of great good fortune. Should Sri Bhagavan give me the time and opportunity to go to Chunchura, I will try to fulfill your request. Eagerness for hearing and chanting topics pertaining to Sri Bhagavan will surely propel you along the path of devotion. Dainya daya anyaman pratishta varjan chari guni hoy koroho kirtan. Humility, compassion, respect for others, and shirking of prestige. Develop these qualities and perform kirtan. This was Sri Gaurachandra's special order and instruction. If, in accordance with these instructions, becomes exclusively dedicated to performing bhajan of Sri Nam, then along with Sri Nam, Sri Nami, who is Sri Hari himself, will appear to you. Perform bhajan of Hari without any worries, and your spiritual well-being, your kalyan, will be assured. Iti, your eternal well-wisher, Sri Bhaktivedanta Vāmana. Something I'm just noticing in these two letters is that Srila Vāmana Gosvāmī Maharaj, he would often not give direct instructions. He would say things in a very indirect way so that if someone wasn't able to follow them, then they wouldn't be committing Guru Avagya. But to Dīdī in these letters, they're just straight on, like full-on direct instructions. Do this, do that, because we could see Srila Vāmana Gosvāmī Maharaj had faith that she'd actually be able to carry out his orders. So that's also speciality of her, of her nishta, her dedication to following Shri Guru. All right, it is 8:30 a.m., so I am going to stop here, and hopefully tomorrow the connection will be better. Sorry, it kept on cutting out like that. And we'll continue reading on as long as it takes to get through all of Srila Vāmana Gosvāmī Maharaj's letters to Dīdī, which is quite a lot. It's probably a quarter of that thick book that we published. But all right, everybody. Jai Shri Nitya Pravishta Shri Śrīmad Bhaktivedanta Vāmana Gosvāmī Maharaj ki Jai. Śrīmatī Uma Rani Dīdī ki Jai. Oh, okay, that's great. The connection is pretty good. Awesome. All right, I'll end with Jai Dhavani, and then I'll see you all tomorrow. And today they're organizing a huge festival. Oh, maybe you want to hear something about yesterday. I'm not sure if you all saw it on the live video, but so I came from Navadvip as soon as I heard the doctors couldn't do anything. I came by flight, and so I didn't see everything else that happened, but Srivas is there. There's kirtan all throughout, right? When she was brought from the ambulance till.
And we did kirtan until like 2 a.m.
Yeah.
And then Rangadidi needed to take some rest, so we went out for a bit. And then I was woken up by Rangadidi calling us to do some kirtan around 6:25, 6:26. But when I got to the room, she'd already departed. But devotees like Dīdī Krishna Prabhu, Shambhi Hari Prabhu, Rangadidi, Bakula Dīdī, and some others were there and chanting softly, doing kirtan softly. Parvat Maharaj was there. And she looked very, very peaceful. Bakula
She's even
Dīdī.
smiling, wasn't she? You see in the samadhi photos, she has a smile on her face. She looks like completely just like really shining and smiling and like happy. Like it was.
Yeah, she's peaceful and happy to. I mean, if you remember last year, after she had her heart attack, she was just telling us all, please pray for me that I can go soon, please. And the main reason was that she felt awful about all the attention that she was getting from everyone, everything, all the so-called inconvenience she was causing everyone, and especially all the work that Rangadidi was having to do. She was getting frustrated at herself for not being able to do anything, and
She felt like a burden.
felt like because Vaishnava never wants to take service from anyone.
I remember Vaijanti Mataji, she told me that Dīdī, she was laying down chanting, and she said that this is the first time in my life that I've ever laid down while chanting. which is like a daily habit of mine. At the end of the day, I just kind of like lay down and just finish the rest of my rounds. But yeah, that was the first time when she was completely like incapacitated. Is that the right word? Yeah, and not able to do that. Yeah. And something else by Janti Mala Mataji told me about yesterday was that when she came out of the ambulance, she noticed that Umudiri was going, like she was, even though she was in that state, and like she was chanting, like very visibly chanting. The whole- did you notice that?
I didn't see that. No.
Yeah. Yeah. And then when I arrived there, oh no, nothing. Just I was able to bring a mala from Srila Vāmana Gosvāmī Maharaj, his samadhi in Devananda Gaudiya Math, and also from Gurudev Samadhi in our Keshavji Gaudiya Math, and also the Vigraha of Srila Vāmana Gosvāmī Maharaj in our Keshavji Gaudiya Math. So I brought those three malas, and then Amal Krishna Prabhu found Ranga Dīdī, and Ranga Dīdī, Amal Prabhu, and me and some others. We all got to put those garlands on Uma Dīdī. I got there when she was already at the ghat, but I just made it. If I would have been, just a little bit delayed in any way, then I would have missed everything. So yeah, I was lucky to. But then there's beautiful kirtan, and everybody was dancing. Madhav Priya Prabhu was in all the kirtan, right in the middle of all the kirtan, dancing like anything the whole time. It was, and then Sripad Premananda Prabhu cooked a beautiful feast, really beautiful feast, and sent it from Radhe Kunj to here to feed everybody. With such a little notice like that, from like 6:30 in the morning, all of a sudden they made a beautiful feast, and so that was really nice, that his offering, and yeah, the entire festival was so like it brought different people from Gurudev's Sangha, different um people who weren't like who normally wouldn't be together, but it united everybody, all of Gurudev's servants, except for some people, but most people all came together to and probably today, also today, there's going to be a huge festival all night. Well, like just late last night, I saw tons of people cutting sabji and all in the kitchen preparing. So there's going to be a grand festival today. It starts in less than an hour from now. Kirtan will start, and then yeah, there'll be glorifications, and so yeah, grand festival today, and yeah, just the whole thing was so like no drama. It was all very peaceful and beautiful and auspicious, and yeah, everything was ideal, really. And so yeah, it was really nice that. Anyhow, okay, I'm gonna stop talking now, and I'll do Jaidvani, and I'll see you all again tomorrow to read more letters from Umadidi. To Umadidi. Hare Krishna, Tirtha Prabhu, and Raj Bhuvan Yadav ji, and Sundar Gopal Prabhu. Sundar Gopal, Srila Bhakti Vallabha Tirtha Goswami Maharaj's disciple Sundar Gopal, he's asking, she was fully conscious when she. I don't know. Shivas didn't see, but yeah. Anyways, we know where she was completely fixed. So whether externally she was fully conscious, we know what her consciousness was 100%, 120% absorbed in. So
yeah, that was last year when she had her heart attack. We rushed her to the hospital, and when she got to the hospital, she started having a second heart attack, another attack, and the rest. And but the whole time, she had me sing with her Sangsaradava, then Pranamami Sada Prabhupada Padam, then Mangalarti, then Vibhavari Sesha. And like whenever I was about to she was so focused on the Mangalarti and on the Kirtan that she could sense like the slightest little bit of tremor or hesitation in my voice where I was going to forget the next line. I wasn't sure of the next line, and she would push herself to jump in like louder She was singing with me the whole time.
This is
but
right after she had a heart attack, right?
No, in the middle of having her second cardiac arrest that morning, on the stretcher with the doctors doing stuff to her, she was like holding my hand and just totally focused on Mangalarti. And then I couldn't believe it, but then like Ranga Dīdī then pulled up the live video from Shashikala Dīdī, and it was like perfectly in sync with the Mangalarti that was going on in Gopinath Bhavan, because she was so fixed on Mangalarti, going to Mangalarti every day. She just intuitively knew when it started, like down to the minute, and was singing the songs like totally synced with that. It was like nothing less than a miracle to me. It was, yeah.
So you continued on, like you did it with her, and then you continued on live from Gopinath Bhavan at the right spot.
Yeah, it was mind-blowing.
Yeah, you mentioned like right. You already said that, but like right before you'd see it, she started like cueing you on all the verses.
Yeah, because she could sense like where I was gonna forget the next line or something. It was, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Oh, and also just also an answer to your question, Sundar Gopal, Rukmini Didi said that yes, she was. She had asked for water a couple minutes before. So, all right, I'm gonna do Jaidwani now, and see you all tomorrow. Jai Shishi Guru Garanga Gandhar Vikagiri Shishi Radha Vinod Bihari Ju Ki Jai. Shri Govinda Gopinath Maran Mohan Ju Ki Jai. Nitya Lila Pravishta Om Vishnupad Ashtatarashata Shishimar Bhakti Vedanta Narayan Goswami Mahārāja Śrīla Gurudev Ki Jai. Nitya Lila Pravishta Om Vishnupad Ashtatarashata Shishimar Bhakti... Oh. Yeah. Nitya Lila Pravishta Om Vishnupad Ashtatarashata Shishimar Bhakti Vedanta Vāmana Goswami Mahārāja Ki Jai. Nitya Lila Pravishta Om Vishnupad Ashtatarashata Shishimar Bhakti Vedanta Trivikram Goswami Mahārāja Ki Jai. Nitya Lila Pravishta Om Vishnupad Ashtatarashata Shishimar Bhakti Vedanta Swami Mahārāja Śrīla Prabhupada Ki Jai. Nitya Lila Pravishta Om Vishnupad Ashtatarashata Shishimar Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Mahārāja Ki Jai. Nitya Lila Pravishta Om Vishnupad Ashtatarashata Shishimar Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada Ki Jai. Nitya Lila Swaparshad Śrīla Prabhupada Ki Jai. Nitya Lila Pravishta Maha Bhagavat Śrīla Gaur Kishoras Babaji Maharaj Ki Jai. Nitya Lila Pravishta Śrīla Satchidananda Bhakti Vinod Thakur Ki Jai. Nitya Lila Pravishta Vaishnava Sarvabhauma Śrīla Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj Ki Jai. Shri Rupa Anugaurya Guru Varga Ki Jai. Shri Rupa Sanatan Bhatta Raghunath Shri Jeev Gopala Padadasha Gunath Shad Goswami Prabhu Ki Jai. Shri Sarup Damodar Rai Ramanandari Shri Gaur Parshad Vrinda Ki Jai. Nama Chai Shri Hairas Thakur Ki Jai. Prem Se Kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. Shri Kshetra Mandala, Gora Mandala, Braja Mandala, Mathura Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai. Sarva Abhishta Pradata Giriraj Maharaj Ki Jai. Shri Radha Kund Shama Kund Ki Jai. Shri Yamuna Devi Ganga Devi Ki Jai. Shri Tulsi Maharani Vrinda Devi Ki Jai. Shri Bhakti Devi Ki Jai. Shri Purnamasi Yogamaya Ki Jai. Shri Gopeshwar Mahadev Ki Jai. Shri Harinam Sankirtan Ki Jai. Śrīmatī Uma Dīdī Ki Jai. And today we're having Uma Dīdī's Viraha Mahotsav Ki Jai. Shri Harinam Sankirtan Ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai. Shri Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bo. Vrindai Tulsi Devai Priyai Keshavashacha Krishna Bhakti Pradadevi Satyavatai Namo Namaha. Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Vacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Dandavat pranams everybody. Yes, she just smiled and stopped breathing right after asking for some water. But yeah, she left very, very peaceful and happily. Yeah. Also, I heard I didn't see this directly, but I remember Srivas mentioning before, and other people also, like sometimes they'd go inside. This was last year. He's doing his onyx, so he can't like confirm anything for me. But like somebody would walk inside, like Srivas would walk in the room, or somebody would walk in the room, and she'd be having a full-on conversation, like looking at a picture, like she'd be speaking, looking at a picture of Srila Vāmana Gosvāmī Maharaj and Gurudev, right? Yeah. And so it's like, and then when she'd notice people would be around, she'd just like stop speaking. But whenever she was in the room alone, she would like, yeah. All right, everybody. See you all together. I'm sorry, us all tomorrow. um, yeah, maybe I can try to record some of the offerings that are going on. I can't guarantee it, but I'll try. And then I can post it later on. I mean, from the glorifications. All right. Dandavat pranams, everybody.